And so they said, Megan, did you? She said yes, but she shook her head no. And she did that a couple of times, and that was very interesting to me, those micro expressions when she did that bullshit, where she would answer the question verbally one way, but she would nod in a yes motion. I wish to God that y'all could see the way that she behaved today. Very theatrical. Nancy Dillon even called her animated today. And I think that that was the proper term. It was a lot for a little bit. And her energy absolutely shifted after talking to the people when we came back from lunch. Megan was much more reserved at first. She had her moments at the beginning, but when she came back after lunch, hollering, getting real smart, getting real arrogant, it was a completely different attitude. So they said, Megan said, as soon as Tory started shooting, she looked down. She said she just saw that he was holding the gun. She said, he said, dance, bitch. And she turned around, he was holding the gun. But she said she looked down. They said, did you see him fire the shots? She said, no. So she said she was terrified. The police had guns out and she got handcuffed. And she said she felt like no one cared about her. Here goes the crying noises again, but no tears. Okay. And so they said, well, how did you feel when you got cuffed to the bed in the ambulance? She said, like I didn't matter. And they questioned her again about the boys club in the industry. And she said, every man in a position took Tory's side and have given me hell. Okay. So then she gets elevated in her tone at this point. And she said, and they just want to keep making it about who I had sex with and not about the fact that I got shot. And I don't like that. This is not about who I slept with. This ain't about my sex life, basically. It's about the shooting. She said, I had just got a feature with Beyonce, and now she got to see me get shot. Literally, this is what this girl said. She said, I didn't want this to come out, and I never would have said if it wasn't for Tory. But the whole case too is the defense said, well, you said that you didn't want to say nothing, but 4 days later you did say something. So what is it that Tory posted that triggered you? She said it wasn't that Tory posted anything, but that his publicist was out here planning narratives. Megan said every time a blog that was friends with Tory posted something, she sent it off to her people so that they could see it. And I guess she was feeling attacked. Well, that falls flat because in the first couple of days, Tory was silent and we didn't even know what was going on. So, bitch, you came out on the 15th and told everybody I got shot as a result of a crime committed against me. We didn't know shit. All we knew was Tory got arrested. It was a gun in the car and you had a glass injury because that's what was said at first. And you went to the hospital. We thought Megan was okay. Nobody knew anything about a shoot. Send any of these things that you saw, these narratives, no. She don't have no proof of what she claims she saw that triggered her to say something. So then she said, do you think that your career was and is big stories? She said, yeah. Smirked. Okay, that she got the bigger career. She said, this was worse for me. Tory, the one that gained fans. She said, I've been a villain. How he said I wasn't going to say nothing. She said, I wasn't somebody, and if I wouldn't have been around these bad people, this would have never happened. Now, everybody doing me bad. She said she didn't say anything because she thought that it was embarrassing about fucking Tory. They said, why did you lie about having sex with Tory? She said, because I'm disgusted. She said, how could somebody I
said that verbatim?
Yes. She said, because I'm disgusted. She said, how could somebody I shared my body with shoot me? So she didn't want to tell nobody if they had sex. She said, now every week they putting a new nigga on her body. She said, my partner, this is the first time I feel like I saw real emotion. She said, my partner is embarrassed of me because of the rumors. And then it looked like she started to, like there was some real emotion. I didn't see no tears, but it seemed like she really felt a way about that. And they said, what you about your partner? And that's when she said, party, talking about her boyfriend, party. And so she was like, yeah, he embarrassed me, every day, these different rumors and shit come out. And so Megan verbatim said, I wish that he would have shot and killed me. She said, if I knew that I would have had to go through this torture, then she would have rather been dead, basically. So she literally said, I wish he would have shot and killed me if I knew that I was going to have to go through this. Okay. She said, Kelsey and I were best friends And the reason why she don't fuck with Kelsey no more is because she met Tory at a hotel. I'm finna poke a hole in that. Megan say that she stopped fucking with Kelsey because Kelsey went to the hotel. I would like to know when she went to the hotel, because Megan left for New York right after she got out the hospital. She goes right to New York, flies to New York. She didn't take Kelsey with her. So when did Kelsey call you and tell you that she was at the thing? Because what was your initial issue with her then? That you didn't even take her. This was your assistant and best friend. She said, I only wanted, and this is what was interesting too. When she got shot, allegedly, and was in the hospital, she said, I only wanted T. Ferris there with me. Even though Kelsey was waiting outside and she knew it. She said, I only wanted T. Ferris in there with me, and we can only have one person because of COVID at the time. So she acknowledged that she did not want Kelsey in the room. My thing is, if you and Kelsey were not arguing and it wasn't nothing deep, and you only stopped fucking with Kelsey because she went to the hotel to allegedly meet Tory, why didn't you want your best friend that was there with you when this shit happened, who also was affected, I would guess, by what she saw in the hospital room with you? So I don't find her to be truthful in that matter, because obviously something else made you feel away. Under no circumstances am I going to leave my best friend outside when I know the last time I saw her, she was in a fucking bikini with no shoes on. And I'm going to fly to New York without her? It wasn't logical to me. But anyway, Megan went into saying, I have never had sex behind Kelsey. Never. She said Kelsey called and told her she had linked up with Tory. And she said, how could you? Why would you do that? And she said that she felt betrayed. She said the last time she talked to Kelsey was when Kelsey hit her up and said, what am I going to do for money? That's what she says happened, child. And then they said, did you ever see Kelsey again after that? No. They said, did Quan shoot you? She said, no. Did Kelsey shoot you? No. They said, who shot you? Tory. They said, is there any doubt as to who shot you? She said, no. All right. The prosecution was done with her. It's time for cross-examination. They said you was at Holly House with Kelsey and EJ, and the incident happened after. They said, do you remember getting questioned on the curb? She don't fucking remember. They say, okay, you did an interview with the detective, the one that got fired on July 16th, over the phone. They said you had your reps and your attorneys on the phone, right? And they said, was Desiree on the phone? And I believe the answer was yes, that she had been on the phone. They said there was another interview in November in 2020. You remember that? She said, yeah. Gayle King. They said you went on Gayle King to be truthful? She said yes. So then the question was, well, why did you lie about having sex with Tory? If the whole point was to be truthful and you went up there this year to have a conversation with her. Okay. They said, were you the one arguing and said that you were done and wanted to get out the car? And then you got back in the car? She said, yeah. And they said, why didn't you tell that you, that had happened and that he had shot you? She said, because I was scared. And then she repeated all that other regurgitated shit. He said, did you tell Gayle he offered you money? Yeah. They said, you were asked about a sexual relationship with Tory. And she said, yes. And so the defense said, so you lied to the detectives? Megan answered, yes. They said, you lied on national television? Megan said, yes. They said, you lied to the prosecutors? They said, yes. They said, so you lied for 2 years about having a sexual relationship with him. And then in 2022, when you sat with Gayle, you lied again. Yes. So they said, did you tell Gayle that you the one that told Tory to come? And so she didn't. She did not say that she had bring that up, or did they bring it up? That she brought it up. That was a concern of hers. Okay, they moved on. They said, what was the car stopped on the street? And that's when Megan said, I don't even know what I'm looking at. It was a fucking map, bitch. That's MAP. This map is basically, can you draw where the car was, where you were, and where you went? And this is when we get this raggedy ass picture of what Megan said that she was. And I swear to God, it looks just like this. And he said, you're quite the artist. And she chuckled at the bullshit. So they say she was approximately maybe 8 feet away from where Tory was. So she said Kelsey approached her in the driveway. And then she said they had bumped into each other, Kelsey and Tory, and went about their business. They said, let me turn my motherfucking phone. They said, did you tell anybody that Kelsey and Tory bumped into each other. She said no. The very first time that this is coming out is now. They said this is the first time you are ever saying that they bumped into each other. She said, yeah, this is the first time. They said, you mentioned Kelsey on the 6th in the Gayle interview because they said, why didn't you tell anybody that they bumped into each other? She said, because I didn't want to mention Kelsey. I didn't want her involved in this, basically. And they said, but you mentioned her name throughout that interview, so you had already brought her up. Why didn't you say nothing about it? She ain't got no goddamn answer. They said, did you ever tell Gayle that Tory bumped Kelsey? She said, probably not. They said, did you tell the detective that Tory was in the car? And then she said, yeah, and then that she saw his head, torso, on his hand. They said, did you tell the detective that Tory crossed over Kelsey? She said, she don't recall. They said, if I show you what you said, would that refresh your memory? She said, yeah. They showed her the statements. So my thing is, you initially said that he had crossed over. So were you looking through the window? Did you see more than what you're acting like you saw? Because that's contradictory to me. How did you see? Why did you tell the detective that you saw Tory cross over her to get in her seat to shoot at your ass? And what sense do it make if he was already sitting on the driver's side and that's the direction you was going, for him not to just put down his window and shoot her ass? How the hell did he shoot at her damn feet if she was in front of the fucking hood and he's over the damn door in the window? How? That don't even make no fucking sense. So any damn way, they said, did you tell the detective that he must have gone over Kelsey to shoot me? And then she said, after she looked, like, yeah, she had to acknowledge it. They said, but I asked you that earlier and you said no, and told her that she basically was playing crazy. They said, did Tory have anything in the car? She said, I don't know what Tory had in the car. I don't know. So they showed Megan the back seat. They asked her about all the different bags and shit. And she was trying to put it off on Kelsey, talking about maybe them was Kelsey bags. And she don't recognize the Louis Vuitton bags. She got a lot of bags. And she said, I'm just not sure if I have that bag. They said, did you tell EJ to take the bags out of his car and put them in Tory's car? Yeah. Did you tell EJ to go pack up your clothes from Kylie's home and put them in the car? Yeah. They said on July 16th in the interview, did you say, now this was interesting. Did you say on July 16th in an interview, I didn't know I was shot and I didn't want to spread false information? I don't want to give false info. I don't want to get nobody in trouble. Yes, she absolutely did say that. So it is on record that 4 days after Megan said that she was shot, that she said, well, I didn't know that I was shot and I didn't want to spread, false information. But you say you watched the nigga shoot at you, so what would be false about that? That don't make no damn sense either. But even when they showed her the paper, she said she didn't remember. Every time they show Megan her own damn statements, Megan said, that's what the paper says, but I don't remember. I don't remember saying that. I don't remember that.